أن تخرج من ضيق الظلماء إلى النور، أن تولد ثانية والماضي مغفور، لحظة أن تشعر بالله في قلبك يقذف بهدى، هذا ما لا يدركه وصف وشعور. يا الله إني ناديتك وسعيت، إني استهديتك فهديت، بالقرآن أنرت طريقي.
So well, brother Ja'far, how are you? Brother, let us know about your story before and after Islam. Before Islam, talk to us about your past religious experiences. You told me you have passed with many religious and other things. And then after you became a Muslim, alhamdulillah, you have read and you have studied many books. You have read for scholars, you have read the Sirah, all of this. Talk to us about all of this.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I like to start my story from the very back when I was starting to have more and more questions about the world, my existence. As I was growing up, I could not be satisfied with the answers that society was giving me and what I was being taught at school. I felt that something was quite off. It was something in my heart that I felt. So I felt rebellious, but I didn't quite know why. Something was wrong about society, and I was looking for answers. So the place to start for me, I really had no good place to start, so I kept looking. I was starting to research into philosophy, and I was looking to psychology. I was reading like a fictional literature, science fiction, all that you name. I was looking and I was reading. But this was really just being overwhelmed by all these questions that I wanted to answer. And at the beginning, I had a period when I was an atheist. I really rejected the idea of God, that there was a creator, and I just put it aside.
You told your parents are Christian. Okay, why you didn't become a Christian like them? What the first step like led you to atheism? Before atheism, you were born with the religion of your father and mother. So, what the first step led you to the atheism?
What led me to atheism was, well, first of all, I have to mention that my parents, they mostly go Christian by name. They're not religious, and they would not remember God, or anything about the religion, unless someone dies, or maybe something happens, like Christmas or New Year, like there has to be a special occasion that people will suddenly start to remember there exists God, if they even believe that, because I know so many people that they celebrate these things, but actually they don't believe in any of it.
That's right.
So actually I could feel this. I could feel it, that everything was just so empty. Everything was just a celebration that had no meaning. And I also had learned about Christianity, some things I heard about Christianity, about the violence in the past and the wars that the Christians caused between themselves. This distanced me. I knew that there was something not quite right with the Christian doctrine, about which I came to learn even more in the future. So I became an atheist, and at that point I was also reading Friedrich Nietzsche, who was a very critical of Christianity.
Oh, okay.
So I was very influenced by his works. I was reading, and the more I was learning about the world, society, about the human psyche. I opened my mind to so many things that actually I thought, okay, maybe there is something. Maybe there is something. I don't know quite what there is, but I became more agnostic. I really read into philosophy, and I knew that there could be so many answers. So I became more skeptical about my atheistic views. So as time went on, I kept reading and reading. I explored many things. I had to cope with depression.
Okay, brother, I got something which, when you were an atheist, you were having more depression. That's what I got, yes? Okay, talk to us about this exactly. Why did you have more depression when you were an atheist? Okay.
So, my depression, actually, I would say it really started with atheism. So, the moment that I became a convinced atheist, I would say, is the moment that I started to get more and more depressed. At that time, I had no religious beliefs. Even before that, I had no firm religious belief. At that time, I was really, my only religion, you could call it, was I was just listening to a lot of music. And this was my
Lifestyle.
my lifestyle. Yeah. So everyone knows that the Christians are portrayed as terrorists on the media, but I was smart enough to know that none of this was true. So I just put it on the side. I ignored it. But the thing that first put Islam at my attention was when my father started to mention it in a positive light, because my father himself, he's someone who loves to read a lot of history. He has a lot more knowledge about me of these things.
Okay.
And he mentioned Islam in positive light because he says that the views of Islam are more close to the original form of Christianity. And this really piqued my interest, and it made me reconsider my views of Christianity and Islam. So step by step, I did start to research. Hearing these things, I really wanted to learn more about Islam. And then I started reading of history. I read about the first Muslims. I read what is Islam, what is the Quran, who is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This piqued my interest. I was really feeling how natural it was to follow this way. Just felt like something pushed me. I didn't even have to take the decision. I just followed along. I remember that I was searching for documentaries on YouTube about Saudi Arabia and about women wearing the hijab and about the Hajj in Mecca. I was looking up about Osama bin Laden, but at one point I just felt like I really wanted to learn how to pray. I wanted to learn how to take the Shahada. I took all these steps just by myself. I really knew no Muslims. I knew nobody Muslim, and I had to learn on my own. So I took these steps. I took the Shahada on my own. I remember that back then was just at the start of the pandemics. So it was even more hard for me because I had to stay close at home. I was locked at home. I had to stay locked at home, and I really could go nowhere. And I spent all my time on learning about Islam. So this is what I did. I just learned how to pray, to read Surah Al-Fatiha. I learned so many things. And then I went to meet the Muslims who are in my city. I remember the first time I went into a mosque was quite a breathtaking experience. I remember how I felt a bit scared, a bit but not in a bad way. It was kind of like I was stepping to the masjid, and my heart sank.
Yes,
I felt like very.
Yeah, like you felt maybe some tranquility.
Yeah, yes, but also a bit of fear. But also, I felt like this is the place I should be in.
Yeah, mashallah.
Yeah.
That's very good.
أفمن شرح الله صدره للإسلام فهو على نور من ربه فويل للقاسية قلوبهم